Welcome to Crushing Kayfabe. My name is Jason Garish. Thank you for tuning in. And a lot of stuff happening in the wrestling world. Sammy Guevara and Eddie Kingston appear to have had a backstage fight. I believe that Eddie Kingston, well, I've heard mixed reports of this, but from what I understand, he is suspended out. I think this is probably going to put their fight at All Out in jeopardy, I would assume. So there's one less match possibly, unless they fix things on this. So that's too bad. That would have been a fun match, but we'll see. We'll see what happens on that. And, getting to other things, AEW had their talent meeting behind the scenes recently, and I don't know exactly what was said there. It was behind closed doors. It wasn't a whole lot released. They're saying that Kenny Omega was one of the harshest on the talent. I don't know where he kind of gets off doing that role. That should be something from Tony Khan. I know one of the things that was leaked was that he said he wasn't going to be a pushover. Once again, they've got the wrong people running this whole thing. They've got people like Arn Anderson, Dustin Rhodes, Jake Roberts there, et cetera, and you've kind of got the wrong people in charge, especially with the Young Bucks and Omega and whatnot. I mean, we've already seen that, from what I understand, Hangman Adam Page, who I like a lot as a wrestler, as a character. I'm losing a lot more respect for him, I should say, the more I see, because apparently he doesn't like taking advice from veterans. So, okay, that kind of explains why you're in the position you are in, which sucks, because I would have loved to have seen him kind of be one of the figureheads of this company, be one of the cornerstones, and that's not going to happen with that type of attitude, unfortunately. But yeah, lots more cracks are kind of shown in the foundation of AEW, unfortunately. But hopefully it makes it. It's starting more and more to resemble TNA in a lot of ways. TNA used to every now and then have these meetings like this, and that things didn't really turn out. Look at them; they can't even pull in 200,000 viewers for Impact. So hopefully things get better. We had some good things going on. Dynamite was a good show. The feud between Jericho and Danielson is getting more and more set up. It looks like Daniel Garcia is going to leave the Jericho Appreciation Society. That would be cool, because he was supposed to be in the Blackpool Club. So that'll be interesting to see how they do that storyline. Hopefully they don't screw that up. I'm sure with Bryan Danielson, I should say, and Chris Jericho involved, it's probably going to be a real good storyline. So we'll see them. If I'm not mistaken, we'll see them at All Out. Some really big news, at least on my behalf. I'm a big fan of the Motor City Machine Guns, and it looks like they're going to be teaming with Jay Lethal to go up against FTR at All Out. So that's going to be a real good match. I mean, Machine Guns always put on a great match. One of my favorite series of all time was the series that they had with the 5 matches they had with Beer Money. Robert Roode and James Storm. I really enjoyed that series a lot. So that's going to be a good one. Thunder Rosa vacated the title. So we're going to have another interim champion. Due to injury, unfortunately, a lot of things going on behind the scenes with Thunder Rosa. Rumors are that she has been kind of rude and hard to work with certain individuals, that she's pretty stiff. Apparently, when she inadvertently broke Jamie Hayter's nose, the rumor is that she went and hid in a bathroom to hide from Hayter and DMD there. So Britt Baker. So something tells me that's bullshit. I've been hearing various rumors, and some people are coming out and saying that's true, whatnot. But we've also had some conflicting reports regarding Thunder Rosa. I just don't believe the reports. I'm sorry. I from everything I've seen from her, she seems to be a legit, legitimate, and genuine person. I really don't see it. I mean, I've never met her personally. I don't know her personally, but something doesn't add up with these reports. Obviously, only time will tell and shoot interviews in the future, but I just don't see it in her personality. She's obviously a very passionate person, very fiery, I mean, maybe that gets misconstrued sometimes. I mean, she does run her own promotion school with women's wrestling, so I don't see, like I said, I don't see how this all adds up. And she is, she is a trained MMA fighter, so I can't really see her hiding from anyone on the roster, to tell you the truth, because I got to watch one of her matches, her first MMA bout. I saw a little bit of it, and I can't really think of how she'd be afraid of anyone on that roster, except maybe like a few people. That's like I said, the rumors don't add up. Something's not right there. So, but we'll see in the future. It's sad that she has to vacate the title because of injury. I'm really not happy about that. And I hope they continue to push her, because I'd hate to see this come to an end. But yeah, a lot of interesting things going on behind the scenes with Thunder Rosa. We'll see what really the truth is, because I don't believe the rumors. I'm sorry. I don't see. I don't lend any credence to them, or if any, very little. But unfortunately, she's going to vacate the title. So we'll see a new champion. I'm wondering if they're going to throw that on Toni Storm, but I think she's even injured right now. But we'll see. We'll see. That might be the future matchup after she does regain the title, her against Storm, because they're building to that with the whole Thunderstorm team, which I like that name. I like the team. I thought they worked well together, But unfortunately, injury bug hits again at AEW, as it does, And see, we had to claim getting themselves wicked over and continuing this feud with the Gun Club. They're one of the hottest commodities right now in AEW. They need to capitalize on that. I haven't seen a whole lot of merchandise, but they need to sell some shirts or something to capitalize on that. Let's see. I'm trying to read my notes. I apologize. I know they're going to be facing someone at All Out, but I wasn't sure what I wrote down there. Sorry, that's bad when you can't read your own notes. But yeah, and in addition to everything, Dynamite, we had kind of obviously a letdown of a match, but we had Moxley versus CM Punk, and Moxley unifies belts. Is this storyline, is it legit? Is CM Punk really hurt? I don't know. I don't know if, I saw the spin kick they say that the injury occurred on. Something tells me this is a work. Just my gut tells me this is a work. This probably sets up an even better match down the line for a pay-per-view with Moxley. So we'll see where this goes. There's a lot of heat right now on Punk. The rumors are that there's a lot of backstage heat on Punk. A lot of it makes me think, this is kind of what AEW is, and it has been from the start. It's been kind of the wrestling promotion for millennials, and the two generations of wrestlers don't necessarily jive. There's been so many reports of the Young Bucks just not getting along with veteran wrestlers, disrespecting veteran wrestlers, and kind of what's the word I'm looking for? Kind of not really utilizing their chance in WWE when they, briefly kind of were backstage. So it kind of shows the characteristics of the company and some of the officers within the company, which, the Young Bucks, Kenny Omega, etc., were, and I hate to kind of think this, but in some ways I'm wondering if Cody Rhodes was kind of the lone voice of reason within all of this and helped this company get to where it was, and without him now things are falling apart. It kind of makes you think, doesn't it? Like I said, I saw the spin kick that Punk supposedly injured himself on. I don't know if it's a legit injury or not. Time will tell, but like I said, something tells me this could be a work. But like I said, it doesn't really surprise me that there would be some backstage heat with someone like Punk, who's extremely opinionated, very old school, very Bret Hart mentality, and you put him in a locker room full of punks, literally, like Young Bucks and a few others, and who happen to be higher up within the company, and you get back to the confrontation on the air between Punk and Adam Page, and gotta kind of look at that and think, I think there was a lot of shoot going on there. Adam Page kind of appeared to go off script, and kind of called out Punk, and it didn't follow the continuity of the whole promo, which always bothered me. So it made me wonder if he kind of went into business for himself at that point. Page did. It really is starting to kind of appear that way now, especially since Punk went to business for himself with the promo before, where he was calling out Page and then calling him a coward. So it makes you wonder. It makes you wonder if there's some legitimacy to some of these rumors that there is backstage heat, and a lot of people looking at Punk and saying, hey, didn't this happen WWE kind of thing? Well, maybe yes, maybe no, but now you gotta kind of look at what's going on with a grain of salt or a grain of sand or whatever the expression is, and try to kind of figure out what's going on from there. Because like I said, a lot of cracks in the AEW foundation are kind of showing, and I think part of the problem is I think the culture that they developed in there, because of some of the people who are higher up, like the Young Bucks, like Kenny Omega, etc. I mean, Kenny Omega has been talking a lot lately about changing styles of matches, yada, yada, yada. And that's valid and that's very true, because he's got a ton of injuries, as was very evident in his return. When he came back with a shirt on and God only knows what other types of medical apparatus he had on him, but he's doing the 3-man because he's limited in what he can do still. So that makes sense that he'd be championing that, but he should have been doing that 20 years ago. He should have been doing that 10 years ago. Should have been talking about that and developing ring psychology and whatnot better. So, I mean, he's been killing himself for years, and now it's shining through. It's showing through, So I believe it. Yeah, I think there's some turmoil backstage. If you hear some loud thunder in the background, we're having a storm right now, so hopefully I don't lose power. But it's kind of par for the course in Western Tennessee. But yeah, those are my thoughts on the whole AEW locker room situation. It's very possible that there's some very toxic personalities in the locker room right now. Aside from that, let's see. Dynamite, we had United Empire advanced in the 3-man tournament. I already talked about the Sammy Guevara and the Eddie Kingston thing going on. Hopefully that doesn't ruin things down the road. I really like Eddie Kingston. I really do. And he kind of reminds me of an old school wrestler. I'd be nice if he paid a little bit more attention in the gym, kind of thing, a little more details. But as far as a promo and everything, that guy delivers. Man, does he deliver! And there's a certain something in him that you just can't teach, and you can't. There's a heart and a passion there that you can't teach, and I really like that from Eddie Kingston. let's see. Raw's continuing to kind of show little by little some fingerprints from Triple H. We had a really good vignette from Drew McIntyre where he kind of admitted to squandering his early chances in WWE and being young and immature, and that takes a lot of backbone, I think. And I really like the new Drew McIntyre, and I like the way he's going, and hope he carries on. We'll see him at Clash of Castle there, and we'll see. That should be an interesting pay-per-view. We'll see what happens there. Let's see. I got notes on Rampage. Kind of weird thing there. Dark Order ends up beating House of Black. They advanced in the 3-man competition with a distraction from Miro. I like the feud between Miro and the House of Black, but then again, I love both. I really like the Miro character. I've kind of done the Redeemer thing with him, and I like the whole House of Black. I love Buddy Murphy. I love I love Aleister Black. What they're doing with him, or Malachi Black, I should say. Wow. I'm not a real big fan of Brody King, but I like the faction. I like what they're doing with it, kind of thing. So now that Miro appears to be teaming up with Sting and Darby Allin, who came out to make the save. So that's gonna be cool. I kind of like the dynamics with those three too, in addition to the what they have to offer against the House of Black. So it's gonna be a good deal. Miro can kind of go up against the Brody King guy and be the big man versus the big man. We'll have probably have Buddy Murphy versus Darby Allin primarily, and do the or Buddy Michaels. Wow, is it Michaels? Not holy crap. What the hell is his name now? Jeez, I'm still using his WWE name, but that should be an interesting dynamic between those guys, and I think that's gonna be a fun feud. And I'm glad they're kind of stretching it out and doing it old school. I'm sure Sting has some influence on there. Buddy Matthews. Yeah. I kept saying Buddy Murphy. I apologize for that, but that should be a real good dynamic. And once again, talking about old school, great wrestling minds, you guys got Sting there to draw on too. So stop being idiots and use the talent, the intellectual talent that you have there. So let's see. Kind of hinted at that. We had a promo from Hook, which was absolutely horrible. He's like taking the Orange Cassidy character to the extreme with the not caring thing. I hated his promo. I'm sorry. I really hated his promo. Which sucks because he had a real good thing going with Danhausen. They broke that up. I was really hoping they'd keep them together because add another layer, add some depth to Hook's character. And Hook needs somebody desperately because he cannot do anything on the mic. He cannot survive by himself. He needs somebody to help build him up and teach him. They really need to pair him off with somebody. And I was hoping Danhausen was that guy, but here we are. It's, Hook kind of out there floundering on his own. That's too bad. That's some talented wasted. I want to give a shout out to TIWF. They're going to be having a set of matches. They're going to be having on September 1st, Thursday, September 1st at night, it's going to start at 7 p.m. 7 p.m. is the bell time, sure. At the Gibson County Fair. Gibson County Fair, which just started today. So, on Thursday night, go down, check them out, and view some local wrestling. If you're in the Western Tennessee area, in the Trenton area, go check them out because the fairgrounds are fair, I should say, is on, and go check out TIWF on Thursday. You won't be disappointed. So So there's that. Let me give a shout out to Then and Now Flea Market in Trenton, right downtown Trenton. You can purchase my CDs there. You can purchase some items from my wife, Hooked by Jenna Lynn. Get some items there. Check her out on Facebook, Hooked by Jenna Lynn, and get some handcrafted items and get some merchandise from me. I played at their 1 year anniversary, and I had a real good time. So they're good peeps. If you're ever in Trenton, Tennessee, go check them out. They're downtown, across from the court building. Go check them out. So, and while I'm at it, I'd like to give a shout out to Peggy's Attic, because you can also purchase my CDs and merchandise from my wife there too. So check them out. Peggy's Attic. They're located in Milan, Tennessee. So check them out. Peggy's Attic in Milan. Give a shout out to Lucky Lady Candles. You can find them on Etsy. You can find them on Facebook. It's always a good time to buy candles. So thunderstorm, you never know. I could lose power any second here, and I might need some candles. So check them out, Lucky Lady Candles. Give a shout out to ourselves, Crushing Kayfabe. Check us out on crushingkayfabe.com. Crushing with a K, crushingkayfabe.com. Also check us out on Spotify, YouTube, etc. But one place I really want people to check us out on is Patreon. Head on over to patreon.com. Do a search for Crushing Kayfabe, Crushing with a K, and become a subscriber. And just for $1 a month, I should say, you can help keep the lights on. Speaking of keeping the lights on, you can help keep the show going and listen to the show ad free for just $1 a month, and help us out. And we'd love to have you. So check us out on patreon.com. Other than that, really don't have a whole lot left to talk about. So continue to give support out to the Ukrainian people. Obviously, they're in dire, desperate need of help. So shout out to them, and continue to pray and continue to donate to organizations such as the Red Cross, UNICEF, etc. that can send relief over, legitimate organizations. There's a lot of scams going on right now, but make sure it's a legitimate organization and send that out too. So yeah. Once again, thank you so much for tuning in. I'm sure I missed a ton of stuff, but that's unfortunately the life in wrestling. When I only got a certain amount of time to do things, but yeah. Once again, thank you for tuning in, and God bless.